Welcome to the post-match show, day one of the second test match, India versus West Indies. The match happening in balmy Delhi, I must say, very good weather for a change. This, many say, is one of the best times to be in Delhi. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's nice weather.
Not that polluted.
That will come.
10 days.
Time Diwali will come,
Yes.
the firecrackers will come, it will get worse, and then it also that, there is that thing that happens where there is no wind blowing, it becomes a gas chamber. So many things will happen. But anyway, we have many days to talk about that. We'll talk about the test match that has happened. The match itself started on such a great note, and I'm not talking about the weather. Shubman Gill won a toss.
First time in 6-7 tests. He's won it on his 7th attempt.
Wow. In fact, there were some minor celebrations that followed right after he won the toss with Gautam Gambhir, Jasprit Bumrah, all of them, Mohammad Siraj, kind of having a mini celebrations for the fact that their man Shubman Gill had won his first toss.
After a bagel, he's finally won a game.
Yeah,
0-6. Yeah, he's won a
Lost the
toss.
first set 6-0.
6-0, yeah.
Starting afresh, second set.
Started well, won the first game.
Yes.
Whereas won the first game. In fact, yesterday when we did the preview of the test match, my question was, how many days will the test match last? And everyone came up with an answer, and that is the time that I reminded everyone it will depend on what happens at the toss, because if India are batting first, then it may not be 2 days, 2.5 days that a lot of us are predicting, and that is exactly what has happened.
It'll be
India
a 4-day
has won the
test.
toss. They have batted the first day, only lost 2 wickets. I don't know how the two of you see it, but I see no reason for India to even think of a declaration anytime soon. I mean, I think the earliest that they will think of a declaration will be the final hour of day 2. If at all they think of it, there's a good chance they might continue to bat further ahead with that as well. But the question, I think, which will be first and foremost on their mind, and that is the question I'm going to ask you before you even tell how many days. Yashasvi Jaiswal batting at 173 not out. Can he target to becoming the Indian with the highest ever test score, a record that is firmly held by a certain boy from Delhi, a man from Delhi, in a Virendra Sehwag?
Viru. Well, there is no reason to believe, why he cannot achieve something even greater, because looking at the way how they have scored per session, they have scored close to 100 runs, and if you are saying that 1 hour remaining of the final session tomorrow, by that time,
but that I'm saying, Siddharth, only if let's say Yashasvi gets out and nobody else is nearing a landmark, only then will you think of that last 1 hour. Assuming Yashasvi is not out till that last 1 hour, there's no chance you're declaring it.
yeah, you're not declaring then. So he can do it. This is the best opportunity against a listless bowling lineup, and on a pitch which is now the first 2 days is going to be great. After that, slowly going to deteriorate, because you look at it, you saw some deliveries take spin, and you got 2 left arm pacers, spinners in Jaddu and Kuldeep. They're going to wreak havoc. So I think if Jaiswal, this is best opportunity to score a daddy double or a daddy triple. No denying.
What percentage chance are you giving him that we are sitting? See, if he bats, let's say, full day tomorrow, then he's obviously made the record. So what chances are you giving that we are here tomorrow discussing the highest ever test score by an Indian in the history of test cricket?
55%. I think he can do it, because he has to play something. He has to play a very, very, very bad shot to get out. I don't see the West Indies guys trying any kind of thing. You've already lost a review. They tried a LBW appeal, it hit the back flap, but it was missing off. So that's why that also boosted. Only if he plays a very bad shot first up, then only he won't break the record. But otherwise, looking at the way how he's played today, I don't see why he can't go past 319.
I'll go one further. I say he has about a 70% chance.
Whoa!
He's close to 200 already. And I think this West Indies bowling lineup, there's 2 ways. I'll add the second way is that if someone bowls an absolute peach, which is very unlikely, but you have to keep that possibility in mind because it's still a cricket match. But that's the only way I see him getting out. And
he needs 146 more runs.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think he can
147.
easily get there.
147
I
to
think
break it.
So, sorry, what do you say?
I think I'm giving him a 70% chance of getting there.
Whoa, so I actually thought that when Siddharth gave 55, I thought that he was being
Generous?
very generous. He was being bullish. But all records have been broken. Before Yashasvi breaks all records, Shane's broken Siddharth's record by going 70. I'm giving him a 30% chance. About anywhere between 20 to 30. And I'll tell you why. Because there have been multiple double hundreds in the history of cricket, in the history of Indian cricket as well.
Yeah.
Many double hundreds, right? But there is a reason why 319 has not been breached. Because it is and it's not always been that, okay, you're running out of time or the game situation is, it's not been like that. There have been many occasions when a player has gone past 200 and you want to allow him that much chance. There have been many one-sided encounters also in those 200s. There have been many opportunities where it's a flat track. So there's nothing really, that is holding you back and you're saying that, they can't be winning. So all of those things put together, there have been multiple chances where it could have been, yet nobody has been able to do it. And that precisely is the reason why I'm giving him anywhere between 20 to 30%, sort of chances. And I'm only giving that much primarily because, one, it is a good batting track. And two, because of the opposition that you have. And three, because he seems to be in good form as well. And what can happen and what usually happens in a scenario like this, everything looks good. But you must remember that KL, when he batted for that limited time, 50 odd deliveries that he played, he looked absolutely fantastic too. As that one ball that turned by Varikan, just, real fantastic ball, by the way. And he's out. Similar for Sai Sudharsan, looking very good throughout the innings. One ball extra grip and turn and catches you. What we've seen on day one of the pitch, even though I agree that second day will also be a good day to bat on, but if on the first day also, there have been a few deliveries that have really gripped and turned. That is to suggest that on day two also you will have those few deliveries. I'm saying not too many. There'll be 10, 12, some of those deliveries. And if you can survive that, then you have a chance. But you never know. It can be that one ball has your name on it, really grips, turn, you can't do anything. Because there was a debate happening about Sai Sudharsan as to what could have he done differently. Because the ball was good, he was looking set, it's not even a careless shot that he's played, no lack of concentration. At least in KL's case, you can say that he shouldn't have danced around the wicket or whatever. But in Sai's case, you can't even say that. But he still was out, right? I'm sure at that time, if I'd asked you at 87 in 164 balls when he is batting, and we sat here and had discussed, and I asked you what chances are giving Sai Sudharsan he reaches his first 100, it would have been a very good chance. There's that one ball. That's why I'm giving about a 20% chance. Because what I want to really remind everyone that in case it does happen, in case Yashasvi Jaiswal does become the highest run getter in the history of Test cricket for India, then it'll be no mean feat. I don't want anyone at that time to say, oh, look at the opposition, look at the conditions, look at this, look at that. There have been many times when those things have been there, yet nobody has gone past 319.
Even if you're going by that, when Sehwag got 309, that was on a very flaccid, absolutely absolute road of a kind of
but
pitch.
But even the one that he got in
Chennai,
also.
Dravid also broke his century jinx at that time.
That was also a good track of memories of me.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So, but again, that doesn't really diminish it. 300 odd runs is still 300 odd runs. How many triple centurions do we have really in Test cricket history? And Test cricket has a long history. So
it comes
Colombo when everyone was scoring runs from Sri Lanka.
Oh man,
300.
That 952 for 6.
But we did not.
We didn't.
Also remember there was that one innings, I think it was India-Bangladesh, where I think everyone in the top 6 or something.
Top 4, both, all of them retired hurt. So the opening stand, when you look at it, the first wicket fell at 429, but 4 batsmen had retired hurt.
It was, I think, Wasim Jafar, Sachin, everyone.
Dinesh Karthik, Rahul Dravid, everybody.
Yes, they
because
all
of the
just
heat.
retired.
Yeah, so that's the thing. But it comes in an interesting background. See, who was the last guy to score a triple hundred in Test cricket?
Karun Nair?
No.
Oh, you're talking about Test cricket overall?
Overall, last year, the Zimbabwe-South Africa match, remember?
Oh, Lord, yes.
Where he said famously, I didn't want to break Lara's record. So
yeah, see, that, I will still give him a little bit of a concession. That was a 4-day Test match against Zimbabwe. Here, if Jaiswal says it, I will be very, very angry.
No, Jaiswal's not. If AV goes past 300, he's
going for
400.
Yeah.
And all of India would want that for 2 reasons. One, of course, because the youngster would, deserves all the right to go for it. Also, you're not hampering the match as such.
You're not.
You
It's
have
the
enough
first innings.
Correct. You're not really doing that, and most importantly, that would bring some life into the series, right? That context in itself will make it a memorable series. Otherwise, year down the line, we would have all forgotten what this series is like because of the lack of interest. I mean, the game's happening not too far away from here. Empty.
Do you remember Prithvi Shaw's debut century?
West Indies only.
West Indies in Rajkot, but then how quickly it's faded away because there weren't those earth-shattering records that were created in the aftermath of it. So that's why, suppose a left-hander breaking another left-hander's world record, which has stood for 21 years, who knows? The prince could get dethroned, the original prince, I may add.
No, the Prince of Trinidad.
Now to the effort of Mr. Sai Sudharsan. 87. Has he done enough? Because truth be told, before this particular test match started, Ryan and Dashkate came into the presser and he didn't mince his word. He said that, opportunities are not easy to come by. We've just had a series where Karun Nair was just given 4 test matches and he's been done away with. So Sai also knows, with a lot of people breathing down his neck, that this could be that inning. And I'm sure when Sai Sudharsan came out to walk, would have known that you'll only get 1 innings in this test match because you're batting first. No chance you're getting another inning. So in that sense, this was a high pressure inning for him. He did his visualization, which he usually does on the eve of the game here as well. On the eve of the game, he was doing all that, which he was doing in England too. But it was a crucial knock for him. 87. Has he done enough?
No, for me, he hasn't done enough. It's a flat deck. I mean, the 2 tests that you played in Ahmedabad and Delhi, and also, let me add, in the 5 tests in England, presented the most placid decks that anybody could have had. I mean, for example, look at a Jaiswal, look at a Gill, look at a Pant, look at a KL Rahul. Their averages are north of 50 in that whole series. Rahul capitalized with a big ton in Ahmedabad, although not a big ton, exact 100. Okay, Jurel and everybody, they also capitalized on it. They got hundreds. On a placid deck, getting a 50, and that too when you're so close to 100, it will be that iffy situation. Oh, he should have gone big, yaar. He should have done it. It won't die down. I mean, he averaged 21 prior to this test match. It's improved slightly, but I don't think it has silenced the critics, and it has not given them that much of thing that, oh, Sai Sudharsan has done what he needed to do. No.
I think it's bottom one more test. Just one more test. Because if he had to fail, when I say fail as in get out in the 20s, 30s, 40s, in this particular test match, I don't think he'd have been the starting number 3 come the South Africa series. I think he would have been done away with. What this 87 does, it gives you a glimpse saying, okay, in a certain situation, he can get you runs. So what it's done is rather than buy him another series, which if he'd gotten about say 120, 130, no two ways about the fact that he would have played both tests against South Africa. Now though, I think they might just stick with him for 1 test against South Africa, and if he doesn't do well in either of the innings over there, then I fear he's on the chopping block for the 2nd test.
No, he will play both the tests. What has done is it has assured him for South Africa, but it is not a guarantee that he'll start in 2026 then. Because if he has middling kind of returns, say 30, 40, 20, 50 of those kind of things, he's not playing beyond South Africa then. It's assured him a berth in for the South Africa series, but this he should have capitalized more and scored. It should have been 318 for 1. It shouldn't have been 318 for 2. Yes, it was a good ball by Jamil Warikan, but he could have done much better.
I mean, in that sense, it's a crucial knock because I'm sure if this 87 hadn't come, let's say if it was a 38 like KL Rahul, hypothetically speaking, would he have been the first choice number 3 for South Africa? I don't know. Would I have him as a first choice number 3? Maybe not. Would the Indian team have him? Maybe, because for 2 reasons. I think Shubman Gill has come out and said that he wants to, have some faith in him, give him a longer rope, which unfortunately a lot of other players haven't got. So it is a possibility that the team management backed him and gave him another chance, but I would then consider him very lucky to get that chance. I probably would not. And why would I not give him that rope? Because you look at the stats of some of the other players that are there who have been playing or have not got those many chances, right? So you have a Sai Sudharsan with 7 innings, averaging 21. Now, who are the players that he's keeping out? He's keeping a Devdutt Padikkal out, who averages 30 in much lesser innings. Dhruv Jurel, for that matter, is only playing right now because Rishabh Pant is not there. Assuming Rishabh Pant comes back, then Sai Sudharsan is your number 3, right? So imagine you would have to keep a Dhruv Jurel out sitting with an average of 48. He has to sit out, but somebody with an average of 21 in Sai Sudharsan is playing. A Sarfraz, who averages 37 in the 11 innings that he's played so far, is having to sit out and did not get a long enough run. So if you've been so impatient with so many players, how is it that you roll out this red carpet for Sai Sudharsan? And in that sense, I guess this 87, in a sense, I agree with Siddharth, this 87 is flatters to deceive, because it's an 87 which looks okay, but with the conditions and what you've been performing, you needed to get a big one. But yeah, it will give you a lifeline, I think, for another South Africa series, where again the pressure will be on, because then those 2 test matches are going to decide whether you get a further chance or not. 100 here could have kind of tweaked it, and you said, oh, he's got 100, and maybe a couple of test matches I'm not going to take a call. But I think overall Sai Sudharsan, and the other thing is, it's not even, I would have taken these numbers in comparison had he come with an outstanding domestic record. Like he would have scored runs by the ton every year for the last 5 years, one of your top 3 highest run getters, and I would say, come on, yeah, this guy's worked really hard in domestic cricket for 3 years in a row in the top 2-3 run getters, so give him a chance. That's not also been the case. In fact, the other guys who are on the list where we're discussing, they have been prolific scorers in domestic cricket and have come through that system, and yet they don't get such a long rope like Sai Sudharsan has got. So he is very lucky.
Sarfraz was averaging close to 50 when he finally got a call.
80.
That's what. See?
He was averaging 80, Sarfraz.
Yeah, and that's what it took for him to bang the door down, and it took even less for him to get knocked out of the setup, despite the fact that 37 average is by no means bad. It isn't. Similarly, Devdutt Padikkal, his test average is 30. In first class, he's averaging over 40. He's at 42. Whereas Sai Sudharsan right now in first class is averaging 39. In test, he's averaging 21. It definitely baffles. I'm sure the team management sees something, which is why they're choosing to persist with him and say, no, he's someone we're looking at. But how many chances?
So that's my next question. Do you think sometimes you get that advantage if you look good, aesthetically good? So you tend to get a longer rope than someone who's a bit unconventional, maybe more effective. But because he's unconventional, let's take Sarfraz for that example. It's a bit unconventional, but far more effective than a Sudharshan. Sai Sudharshan is more old school, very conventional, aesthetically looks good. Does that make a difference?
I'll call it the KL Rahul syndrome. He too at times had time periods where there were peaks, but there were a lot of troughs, but you kept persisting with him. Why? Aesthetically pleasing batsman, very easy on the eye.
Shubman Gill.
Gill another one. Gill is another one. For that matter, his returns in T20Is have always been mixed. T20 is a different matter, especially over the last 3 years. But in T20Is, his returns have kind of been mixed, even in Tests for that matter. I know he's the Test captain now, but I think that England series was the first true series he had where he was consistently batting at that level. Prior to that, what is the one knock everyone remembers?
Gawa.
Exactly. So he also gets that advantage because very easy on the eye. When it clicks, when it all falls into place, it's beautiful. When it doesn't work out, then you're left questioning. And then you're also that thing of, oh, he looks good. Maybe we'll go.
So there's a lesson for any youngsters watching, wannabe cricketers watching. Have
a aesthetically great technique.
You will get maybe a few more extra chances than some.
I mean, dare I say, Rohit Sharma. Early years, Rohit was very mixed. It took promoting him to the opening slot for his career to really take off. Otherwise, he was someone who could have been dropped. He was also someone who looked very aesthetically pleasing. In fact, if you have to ask me to pick between him and Virat in terms of who passes the eye test, that's a Rohit hands down.
It's not even debatable because Virat himself has said it in interviews. That when I saw him as a youngster, and I was like, 2007, he's like, this is a young kid playing for India, and he also was like, harboring hopes of playing. And he's like, when I looked at him, I was like, how far back am I? How will I ever reach?
And that's the thing with Kohli. If you watch him at times, he's a little... He said if you watch Kohli, sometimes he can look a little clunky when he's batting, but can you doubt his effectiveness? Look at the number of runs he's racked up. So if you're, I think that's one thing. If you're a kid early on, if you can develop your aesthetically pleasing shots, please do it. Might get you a longer rope.
Steve Smith will disagree with you.
No, but he's had to work hard.
Yeah.
And he got the runs to talk for him.
Exactly.
For that matter, Virender Sehwag, he let the runs talk. There were people who said, this is not working, that is not working. I remember hearing one of his stories where, I think Greg Chappell, he was narrating that story. Greg told him, no, you got to move your feet. I'll drop you if you, something like that. He went and he said, I went and smashed it without moving my feet. I got the runs. And he said, I came back and I told him, drop me if you can now. So he did it with runs, na?
Yeah, he did.
So,
Aesthetically pleasing Lakshman.
Yeah.
Ganguly.
Lakshman is unconventional in a few other things. I mean, he looked gorgeous when he hit against the spin and, back foot play, wristy, all that. But there were certain things about him which were unconventional as well.
Watch him run.
Watch him. But I'm just saying he was so effective.
He was extremely effective and best batter with the tail. Good God.
Yeah,
Amla, another great shout.
Absolutely. Picture perfect, copybook. He could bat like that.
Williamson.
Kane, yes. Kane, absolutely.
The only unconventional among all of this is Steve Smith.
Actually, because even Root is like...
Kind of, yeah.
He's become more unconventional in recent years, but what was it that made Root Joe Root? Was his technique. It was how good he looked whilst batting.
Yeah.
Never mind conversion rates.
Yeah, but he adapted very well.
What conversion rates are we talking about?
Sachin though is...
Sachin is a different gravy.
Azharuddin.
And for that matter, even Lara, I'll never forget that one innings. I think it was Danish Kaneria who sledged him. Oh dear
Karachi.
God! Oh dear God!
2006 Karachi.
He was whacking him for 6 after 6. I was like, oh, why would you do that? Why? Don't poke a sleeping bear, my friend. Don't do
you
that.
should see one reel I saw on Instagram about Salman Butt is being that either or you have left-hander. So it is starting with Yuvraj Singh or Graham Smith. Then you have to pick. Then let's say you pick Yuvraj. Then they'll say Saeed Anwar, Yuvraj. Like that, it keeps on going on
until you reach one. Until one is left, the last man standing type thing.
So I think before he reaches the last thing or whatever, I think the Lara comes up. He says, "Finish it." So as soon as he's like this, he's going with this, then 2-3 times this. He said, Brian Lara. He says, okay, Lara, now finish. No more. You can't think of another left-hander who's going to cross that. So just end it.
End of the.
Just end it. End it. Exactly. No, he because in the middle when some names were coming, he kept saying, "Arey, but you're not taking the great names." He said, "I'll get to it. It improves, na? It gets tougher." And so then as soon as
hard level and all that kind of things.
As soon as it reaches, because Sangakkara comes in towards the latter half, and there's Gilchrist, Hayden, these are towards latter. But when Lara comes, he said, end of debate.
Brian Charles Lara. I should have come for this test series. I don't know why he didn't come. The commentary,
I don't think he does that much. But he's here. He's playing golf.
Yeah.
He's here playing golf as of now.
Yep.
Shreya
is like saying it's going to be the third 200 of Yashasvi Jaiswal. Yes, 214 and 209 against England in that same series in 24 year. At such a young age, highest in India is 7 200s by VK. He'll break. Empty crowd at Delhi, more turn-up is seen for Delhi Ranji matches.
No, sure. Then you've clearly not seen Delhi Ranji matches.
No, but in that sense is right. When Virat
the obvious caveat, Virat.
And Shreya, when Virat got out, the stadium represented a shallow shell of a stadium. Yeah. By that time, it was bustling when he got out, bowled by Himanshu Sangwan. That's it.
But I did go for the last Ranji match I went for was when Sarfraz was playing here.
Yes.
Then he got that 100, so it gone. But that had about the same crowd as this. Correct. So it's equal. It's very close.
Yeah.
Ranji matches versus...
I mean, imagine Railways would never have played in such a huge crowd. I think barring 2000 when they won the Ranji, maybe at Karnail Singh, perhaps, maybe. I don't know.
But where did Railways suddenly come from?
No, Delhi were playing Railways.
Delhi
Virat
played
Kohli's,
Railways in that match.
last
Oh,
game.
For that.
Yeah.
No, because I was talking about Delhi-Bombay match.
Delhi Bombay.
The last
yeah.
match where I went and saw.
Yeah. It was, I think, before the BGT, right?
Yeah, that was before.
23 BGT
Correct.
in India.
Yeah. But this is before he made the cut for the
Before the England
This
series.
is the match where he got the 100 and did that to the selector.
Oh, yes.
Sarfaraz.
Sarfraz did that to the selectors, na?
That caused a bit of a storm, I remember.
Correct.
I thought that was at Wankhede. I thought, he did here.
There,
Delhi.
there.
No, he did it here
Delhi.
because he had been not picked and a squad had just been selected
Correct.
just before that.
Oh yeah, it was a period where Ashwin, Jadeja were playing opposite each other in the Tamil Nadu Saurashtra match also.
Correct.
And Sarfaraz played for Mumbai in the Delhi encounter here in Arun
Correct.
Jaitley,
And he reached the 100 and then.
Yep. Naveen Narayan is saying, why all are scared to criticize Mr. Flat Track Bully Shubman Gill? Ouch. Everyone around him performs at high pressure situations and scores big, and he scores 3 matches out of 10 and still he's the captain.
I think, everyone has called him out previously for not being that consistent a performer in tests. I think that narrative finally started dying down a bit in the England series, where more often than not he was getting you runs. So I think that's fair, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to call him out when he wasn't performing well, then there's nothing to criticize here.
He's playing in the conditions that he's getting. What to do? England decided to make it totally flat. So that's why he scored 754 runs.
No, but his 100 in was it Manchester, which
269.
That
No,
100,
sorry, that was
yeah.
Edgbaston. Sorry,
I think that was a
4th innings.
very crucial. Tough conditions weren't easy to bat on. I think so. It's not that he's not got you in tough matches. He got you there. Gaba, we've spoken about it. Whatever said and done, in a career in Test match, if you get 3-4 very important hundreds in tough situation, that's counted. He's already got those.
Although India didn't win, but then he scored a 90 in that absolute minefield in Mumbai, New Zealand.
Yeah, that was also a good knock.
Although he failed in the 4th innings, but okay, at least.
Yeah, the 4th innings was really bad though.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not easy. Aravind Athreyas saying,
Is BCCI forcing Gill on us? Jaiswal is generational talent.
No one is forcing anyone on anyone.
yeah. I mean, I think what the point that Arvind is trying to make is that right now we have Gill who's playing all 3 formats, or good on him. But the guy who's actually deserves to be an all format player is a Yashasvi Jaiswal, and he's actually only playing 1 format.
Yeah.
He's not part of a T20 setup. And he's, he
can't break it into the ODI squad. He's only there as a backup.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's the
That
thing.
is exactly what I'm saying. I mean, the kind of talent that Jaiswal is, it's a pity that he's not playing all 3 formats.
But I think that's the Indian cricket conundrum as well. You have so much talent. In any other country, if you had Jaiswal, I think he'd at least be playing T20 guys as well. Are you going to displace Abhishek? Who's going to be brave enough to do that right now? No, you can't. You could have maybe played both of them together.
His argument is between a Gill or a Jaiswal, who would you play in a T20 setup?
Jaiswal, eyes closed.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he's trying to say.
I mean, we all were very...
But you mustn't forget that before Gill came into the T20 setup, Jaiswal was already part of it.
He was, yeah.
Without really having a dip in form, he's been...
Yeah, I think it was just...
as well.
It was just... the problem was that you wanted one left-arm opener, right? So it was a case between him and Abhishek,
Yeah, but I've argued that you've had 2 righties. You won the World Cup with 2 righty openers, na? Rohit and Virat.
Yeah. You can do it.
Why can't...
I agree. I'm not saying that's my thing. I'm saying that's how the head coach operates. Is that left right is very much central to his, you can call it philosophy.
No, a lot of people have that. I agree. And it's a modern age thing. You see it in IPL teams. I agree. But I'm saying that at the cost of not having the best opener.
Look at Sunrisers. They have 2 left-handers as their opener.
Abhishek and Travis. Yeah.
Travis.
Exactly. And that is the right thing. The best openers got to be the best opener. And as I said, you won the World Cup with Rohit, Virat.
Correct.
Righty openers. They were there. They were the best openers. So they batted. Matthew Hayden, Gilchrist were the best openers. They were the best openers.
Correct.
We couldn't have said, no, I'm going to drop you and let's bring Haddon to open or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, in the modern era, I think we have never had two left-handers open in any format.
For India?
Yeah, for India. I mean, Ganguly Tendulkar, then there would be Dhawan Rohit.
It was always left, right, and
Left, right. No two left-handed. Okay, for a brief period, it was Jaiswal and I think Abhishek in 1-2 games. But
yeah, but
apart from
not too
that,
many. The overlap hasn't been strong.
Because then Sanju was opening. with
Sanju,
Abhishek.
yeah. I mean, Tilak always was a middle order guy, so that's why you couldn't get it. I think we've never.
You've seen it in IPL teams. I remember there were times when sometimes Rohit wouldn't open for MI, and then you'd have QDK and Ishan Kishan open.
Ishan Kishan.
That was rare. It happened,
Yeah.
but it doesn't happen often. Happens more in franchises now, I feel, which is funny. But
Indian cricket in Viru Gotti.
Viru Sachin.
Viru Sachin. No, but that was left. I'm talking about left, right.
I'm saying you never saw. It was either right or left.
Or left,
right? Left. Never happens.
Never. Just
Okay, last few comments before we wind up. We've got Aravind Athreya saying Sai has visible weakness against top teams. He will struggle. That's the other point that we all raise eyebrows when he came in. That he came in on the basis of couple of good IPL seasons, but you got him into a test team based on IPL. That was a bit bizarre. It's not that he had some great numbers in first class cricket.
39.8.
You know, like how a Sarfraz came in, or for that matter, Dhruv Jurel came in. But with him, it was a bit.
Prior to that,
even
even
a
Karun
Patidar
Nair.
also.
Even the Karun Nair.
Or a Patidar. He came in, he didn't have a great time, that's another thing. But he came in basis on the kind of runs that
I
he was
mean,
getting.
2018 Mayank Agarwal.
Yes.
He was for 3 years. I think in one season he had over 2,000 runs combined across all formats. So that's why he was in top form also. So big boy toys is saying. Remember, GG will play Gill over this Yashasvi Jaiswal in the T20 World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, see, I understand. I get where it comes from. That sentiment.
And I kind of agree with this. I mean, again, whatever. See, we have to be truthful. If you ask me, who would have I gone for as my first choice opener? It would be Yashasvi Jaiswal, without doubt. Because I mean, on basis, I have nothing against Gill, or I have in fact gone on to say that Gill could also turn out to be a very good T20 opener. We don't know. In fact, what I liked in the Asia Cup, remember they weren't the easiest batting conditions, but he was trying to play the same template that the Indian team asks of him or demands from him. He wasn't playing his usual T20 template that he plays for his IPL team, which is a different situation. He plays like that. But for Indian team, he was ready to bat like that. So, full credit to him that he's trying to adjust, and maybe he'll go on to have a great career. My point was he was still behind a Yashasvi in that line, and Yashasvi already playing there. And he was the one who was getting runs as well while playing there. How does he go out? You know, that I know that now if you look at it, they'll say, okay, you needed a new captain. And they are looking at him as the leader because he was the leader in Test. They want to have one captain, which they made very clear in all formats. So you had to bring a Gill. And so I understand all that. I'm not looking at any conspiracy theories. I understand that there was logic in bringing Gill. But I don't know, between them, if I had to choose, if I was making my dream team right now for Indian team, Jaiswal will open.
And see, the problem there comes in that, and first of all, I have to say I'm not a fan of this one captain across formats thing. I think we've been down that route, and I was glad. See, now you're at the other extreme where you have one captain for every format, but I think you can still have two captains, one for tests and one for white ball. I think that makes a lot more sense than trying to kind of shoehorn one leader into every format, because again, I think, and this is not a knock on Gill at all. He's a very good batter. On his days, with the kind of potential he has, can be one of the top batters of the world. But T20s has always been a format that I felt he had to work harder in. Whereas if you watch him in tests when he's at his flowing best, or even ODIs, seems a much more natural fit for him. Why are you trying so hard to make that happen at times? Even in the IPL, we know his form comes because he'll have other batters be far more attacking, far more this thing. And it's not to say he plays at a low strike rate, but at a lower strike rate comparison to others, so he can pile on the runs. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if your template is going to be everyone go bang bang, is he going to be the batter that fits in? Then Sanju,
he's trying to do that. Let's be fair. Let's be fair to him. I mean, he's trying to fit into that mold. And if he continues to do that, it's great. Then you judge him not on his intentions, which he's made very clear that he's going to bat like that, then on his performance.
Yeah.
I think you can do that.
Raj is like saying, why didn't we rest Bumrah? He could have played the Oz ODIs.
No, my point is actually what is Bumrah going to do in this test match? You'll make him bowl and he may pick up wickets, but you really need him.
But I don't think he would have played the ODIs either which way.
That's another thing. Because see, this is not you're not close to the ODI World Cup, so you're not playing him T20. But my general point is, if you're looking to rest him,
why this match?
Why this match? I can't. In fact, I would have taken an extra step and allowed Prasidh Krishna to play. He's been in good form, but he's not getting a chance. You're not giving him a chance in white ball, where he was the highest wicket taker in the IPL. He did have a great England series where he was the highest wicket taker. He was tied with Bumrah with the same amount of wickets.
But economy-wise, he was hit all over the park.
Yeah, but then you got to play him. No?
Yeah, you got to play him. You rest Bumrah for 2 out of the 5 tests in England, but you play him in all the tests against the West Indies.
But see, that I understand. See,
it was a long tour.
You can't, it's not a situation of either or, where, okay, I play him these 5 test matches, then I can rest him for West Indies. I think the issue with him is that he has to be rested periodically. There has to be a gap, and there has to be that. So I understand why he played 3 test matches, why he had to rest 2, because of managing his workload. But here also, allow him some downtime.
Luckily, it is not those rank turners.
Just now we're talking about 900, and the man who was there in that game walks onto the picked up a wicket in his first delivery.
Yes,
there he is.
Of Mava Natapatu he picked, and he never took a wicket after that.
Imagine what a coincidence.
Yeah.
Because he's not another player that you see very often, right? And suddenly we spoke about that match, and there he is.
Nilesh Kulkarni. He, I think, even played in that Toronto series against Pakistan also, I think, in 96, 97 if I'm not mistaken.
He played only 1 test match.
Yeah.
That was the only test match.
He got a wicket of his very first ball.
Yeah.
Didn't pick a wicket after that, ever. Mava Natapatu, 29 years old.
Runs.
Oh God, don't even remind me of that game. Terrible advert for Test cricket.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. Okay. Rakesh Bhushan. GG and Agarkar a vague reason to draft a player and then stubborn reason as to why we can't take back one who was dropped in the first place.
As in...
Which player is he referring
Rakesh,
to?
Maybe Sai.
But I have given credit to this selection committee for a couple of things. One, they have taken the hard stance of telling the things the way they are. That's also not an easy thing to do, to tell the players. Secondly, to have brought about this culture of everyone playing domestic cricket. That was missing for so long. People used to keep talking about it, but nobody really enforced it. It's good this selection committee has done that. Third thing I'll give them credit for, they come out and front up to everything. Ajit Agarkar comes, takes all questions. There's no more, I've selected a team, no reasons given. So these 3 things, bang on. But in all of this, I agree. Some selections, why I agree with majority of the selections, and there could be no selection where any selector, if you and I are also selector, that we can get 100% correct selection. It's a thankless job where somebody or the other will find a fault. Why is this not picked? So you can't make everyone happy. However, there are a couple of selections, as I said, I've been baffled by. For example, how Yashasvi Jaiswal gets ignored from a format that he was always part of and he was so good. How is Sarfaraz, who gets ignored from Test cricket despite his good performances? And how you treated Ahmed.
Akshar Patel.
Akshar,
He's won you a BGT, he's won you a T20 World Cup also with his utility all-round skills. But you're not treating him in the right way.
Yeah, but the problem with Akshar is, who do you play him in place of Jadeja?
There is a precedent where you can play 2-3 left armers.
Sure, but I think one thing we know with Gigi is that he likes variety even within his bowling. So, assuming Jaddu plays, you're probably not playing Akshar and Jaddu together. That's the sad reality. I agree, it's a little harsh.
Yeah.
But you also have to see who's in front of you. It's Jadeja.
That's what I said.
Indeed.
Abhimanyu Ishwaran can be that guy who you can say is Yeah, when I'm talking about selection, didn't get a chance only.
But he's been unlucky in any regime that he's been in.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, he's consistently unlucky.
But that's sad, no? He scores runs, comes into the team. You don't see him only and he goes up.
And see, you don't see him ever playing IPL. You'll never see him there and thereabouts. He's so focused on red ball cricket. But then that is maybe where the problem lies. Someone like Sai with an average of 39, who has made it into this thing for 2 reasons. Because 2 reasons, or one reason, because he has had a good IPL. And because he's shown flashes of brilliance in the IPL. That's it.
Vishal Panchal from the US says, I think Bumrah is playing due to criticism in England series of the Indian team for choosing which match to play. I agree we have to manage him. But Vishal, that criticism will still remain. I'm just giving an example. Let's say this was a 5-match, not West Indies, but a 5-match series versus England. Would Bumrah have been able to play all 5? No. He would have still played 3. That criticism would come. So that is not changing. Yeah. I think, I'll tell you why I think he's playing. This is my guess, educated guess, is the fact that because they've drawn a line in the sand, the selectors, that all this business of players picking and choosing when to play and not to play domestic cricket, it's below this thing, and this had crept into Indian cricket, let's be honest. I think this selection committee, and helmed by Ajit Agarkar, and that's the one reason I gave them credit for, they've had this equality now. So when they punished Ishan Kishan and Shreyas Iyer, everyone thought, it's easy for them to punish. Let's see what you do with senior players. I think they've made it very clear. Rohit Sharma turned up for a Ranji game. Virat Kohli turned up for a Ranji game. Now also they made it very clear. You got to play Vijay Hazare. They made it clear. I think for Bumrah also, that you cannot be picking. Yes, we have to manage your workload. So in a 5-test match series, play 3, okay, rest 2. But here there is no 5, there are 2. Your body can manage that. Come play. I think they've set the rule, they've created a standard, and everyone has to abide by it. That superstar culture that we used to keep complaining, I think they've now made it, even, and that credit to them for having done that.
Yeah. I think another example was, we talk about Hardik. Doesn't play domestic red ball cricket anymore because he's again ruled himself out of red ball. Last year he was playing ASMAT games. He was playing for Baroda. Because he wants to play white ball for India. So they said, now turn up. Turn up, play for your domestic
I'm saying team. How it wouldn't have happened a couple of years ago. No. Abhishek had an outstanding Asia Cup. He was here playing for India A.
India A.
So no chance, boss. Otherwise, player would have said, I've gotten runs. Why should I be playing? I can be selected for any team. He was told straight up here, go play India A. KL Rahul was playing there.
Yeah.
Every one of
Shreyas Iyer,
Jurel.
Shreyas Iyer has an issue with his back, he doesn't want to play, so Shreyas Iyer was made to send a letter officially ruling himself out from test cricket. Then he's been allowed not to play Ranji Trophy cricket.
Correct.
But otherwise you have to be playing. I was just reading a news item today where Suryakumar Yadav is not part of Mumbai Ranji team. Because if he is focusing on white ball, and that is where he's playing, he's been...
perhaps it begins on October 15th, right? The Ranji Trophy matches. Yeah, I think it would have been difficult for Suryakumar Yadav to play because you're playing 5 T20Is versus Australia, then you're playing 5 versus South Africa, then you're playing 5 versus New Zealand. So it would have been hard.
No, I don't know whether it was marriage, but Abhishek missed a function or 2. He attended one function.
He was there in some, we spotted him.
Main marriage day he was not there because he had to play. So see, if you've done that for an Abhishek, then everyone has to. I think this is what this selection committee has done, made it very sure. Anyway, that is a subject that we have for our dugout today at 6:30 p.m. So come for that. That's when we'll discuss all of that.
Sure. Okay.
Last couple of comments we've got. Jay Patel has said,
I underwent root canal procedure while listening to Dugout last week. Like your show very much.
Jay Patel, thank
you.
We
are an anesthesia to him.
Wow.
So I don't know whether to take it as a compliment or whatever. Did we make you fall asleep and you didn't realize and you could go through root canal, or you were enjoying it so much that you did not even feel the root canal pain? And by the way, that is the worst pain that there ever exists.
Oh yes.
So
whether should I cry or laugh or smile, I don't know.
Been nice.
I think he's being nice.
He's been nice, yeah.
Thank you very much, Jay. He's from New Jersey, US.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Syed Nizamuddin, who's fallen prey to all the social media memes, who says 2 players who definitely will play 2027 World Cup, Gill and Rana. We were talking about that meme
yesterday. Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, finally Anshu Mishra saying, Nikhil sir, 1 GOAT record by Rahul Dravid. Ganguly played 113 tests and Dravid featured in all of them. This is the only instance of one player featuring other 100% of the test matches. Second highest, Cook played
79 of, I think, Matt Pryor's
Didn't Anderson and Cook play with each other quite a few times? That's what I was wondering. Yes, he's right in both, but Anderson, Cook never.
Let us do some research.
He
on
may
this.
have missed because of injury, something. Whatever.
See,
Yeah,
Cook,
maybe a few.
because Anderson's comeback was 2007, by which Cook started in 2006. So I'm wondering.
A very interesting record.
Yeah, Ganguly and Dravid, yes.
132.
Throughout their career, they were together. In that sense.
Okay, guys, take care. Bye bye.
See you at 6:30 for the dugout.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.